好，同学们，大家晚上好啊！欢迎来到海外大学云展活动。在我们今天的直播里，我们有幸请到了 Gabelli School of Business Fordham University 福特汉姆大学加贝利商学院和 New Jersey Institute of Technology 新泽西理工大学两位大学给我们大家带来分享。然后今天的话呢，因为我们有一所学校，然后临时出了一点小小的变故，所以说它被挪到之后的session啊。然后也欢迎大家能够去，也欢迎同学们能够关注我们未来的活动，然后来去听取更多大学的这个分享。然后在我们今天的活动里的话呢，我们就这两所学校为大家进行分享。接下来的话呢，我会邀请两所学校的招生官老师们分别上台为大家们带来分享。然后主要的话呢，我们今天的活动会有半个小时时间左右，每一所学校会分享15分钟。然后在这15分钟里，我们将会探讨所有学校最新的一些近况，然后我们也会在这15分钟里跟大家去进行互动，去问更多的问题，向老师们问更多的问题。那么主要的话呢，我们涉及到了3个问题的方面，它们分别是工作、学习和生活3个方面。希望大家能够踊跃的和我们今天来到直播间的2位老师积极的去互动。那么第一位老师的话呢，是来自于这个 Gabelli School of Business Fordham University 的 Lawrence 老师。那么我们下面有请 Lawrence 老师给我们带来精彩的分享。
Good evening. My name is Lawrence Murray, and I am the Dean of Admissions at the Gabelli School of Business at Fordham University in Midtown, New York City. I'm here to talk about our specialized master's programs that range from analytics, business technology, finance, management, and professional services. As you can see, there's a wide range of specialized masters across these verticals. In the analytics space, we've got applied statistics and decision-making, business analytics and marketing intelligence. In the business technology space, we have information technology. We have 2 finance programs, one global finance, one quantitative finance. In the management space, we have the management degree, which also has an online version, media management, our newest online strategic marketing communication. And then in professional services is our accounting area. And we have 2 programs, accounting and taxation. You'll notice that all of our programs are STEM designated, with the exception of the strategic marketing communication, as well as the Master's of Science in Management. The STEM designation allows international students to qualify for a 3-year work permit once they've completed their degree. In addition to what you're learning in the classroom, we believe in a holistic education or holistic experience for our students. So while our faculty members are working hard to give you the most rigorous, robust, and industry relevant curriculum in the classroom, we're also preparing you to be leaders outside of the classroom. One aspect of that is our Gabelli Leadership Certification, which all students in our master's programs take part in. As you can see here, it is comprised of a leadership assessment, a series of leadership assessments, leadership simulations, coaching, and the opportunity to network. Again, all students who are admitted into our master's programs are required to take part in this. Without a doubt, the reason why students choose to go to graduate business school is to find a job. We have a full-service career development team staffed by wonderful individuals, and here is an example of some of the activities that our Career Development Center executes throughout your time in the program. You have one-on-one career advising, workshops and group seminars, on-campus recruiting, spotlight series. So we bring in speakers and alumni and have them do guest speaking engagements, alumni networking, site visits. Our location in New York City allows us to not only have companies come on campus to recruit, but also for us to take students to companies to recruit. Obviously, that looks a little different now in the world of the coronavirus. But we're still doing on-campus recruiting virtually, and we're still doing site visits virtually. And then we have company information sessions as well as the opportunity for mock interviews. You can see here is a sample of the companies that our career development staff have worked at in the past. And as you can see, it's a wide range of top companies across a wide array of sectors and industries. So we have a very strong career development team. There's about 12 people. With career development officers assigned to each of the academic programs. Here's the list of the companies that students go to for their internships, as well as their full-time jobs. As you can see, again, it is a wide variety of top-tier companies across a wide variety of sectors and industries. This isn't an exhaustive list. This is just a sample. We are in Midtown New York City. We recognize that there are lots of things going on right now across the world with global economies, but either way, New York City is still a hub for private sector and public sector jobs. There are nearly 10,000 Fordham Cabelli alumni in the New York tri-state area for you to access and engage with. The tri-state area is New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. There are more than 40,000 Fordham Cabelli alums across the world, and there's nearly 200,000 Fordham University alums around the world. So whatever corner of the planet you're on, there's most likely a connection to an alum to assist you, and not only in your career and professional development, but your personal development as well. As I mentioned before, we try to cultivate a well-rounded student. So part of the experience is what you're learning in school. Obviously, part of the experience is your career development, but the other part of this is around personal transformation, as that's connected to your career development. So we have an expectation that students get involved in student clubs and organizations when they enroll in our business school. Here's just a sample of some of those student clubs and organizations: the Fordham Women in Business, the Finance Society, the Black and Hispanic MBA Association, Net Impact, that's for students who have an interest in sustainability and social innovation. We have an entrepreneurship club, there's the Media and Entertainment Club, and then for those students that are interested in management consulting, we have a management consulting club. This is just 6 examples of more than 20 student organizations. Those student organizations really have the opportunity to bridge what you're learning in the classroom with what's going on out in the real world. I want to talk a little bit about the application requirements. This is pretty standard. We require you to upload a professional resume. You need to have your transcripts evaluated. We require the GMAT or GRE for most of our programs. We do offer some GMAT GRE waivers. You can reach out to the admissions officers to see which one of those programs waive the exam. We also require the TOEFL or language competency exam. We recognize that in the current global shutdown, that it's been very difficult for students, specifically those students from mainland China, to take those exams. We understand that, and so we offer in some waivers. For the language competency exams, you have the option to do the Duolingo English test, which has become a very popular test, and you can do that from home as well. You have to submit essays, recommendation letters, and then also sit for an admissions interview. This is just a quick slide to talk about our deadlines. We just had our round 4 deadline. The round 5 deadline is on June 8th, and we'll take applications all the way until July 15th. This is some brief information about the cost. I know that's usually top of mind for many students. Our cost is our tuition is charged by the credit, and so if you look at the number of credits that each program has, and it ranges between 30 and 45 credits, multiply that by the tuition charge there, which is currently $1,617 per credit, you'll generate what the tuition is. And then here's a quick slide. There's some additional information about the fees. That's pretty self-explanatory. We recognize that this is a big commitment financially and of your time. We do provide generous funding for our students who enroll in our program, including our international students. For merit-based scholarships that are given at the time of admissions, those range from $15,000 to $35,000. We also offer the opportunity for students to apply for continuing student scholarships once they've enrolled in the program. And throughout your time with us, you have the opportunity to apply for graduate assistantships where you're working with a faculty member or an administrative office, as well as we partner with student loan organizations that specialize in student loans for international students. We have a wide variety of opportunities for you to engage with us, even virtually. And so we have virtual class visits, coffee chats, information sessions, workshops, and a wide variety of recruiting events. You'll get the copy of the slide deck in our URL, and so you'll be able to go online to see what types of events you might be interested in participating in. Here is our admissions and recruiting team. As I mentioned before, there's an admissions officer assigned to each one of these programs. Their contact information is there. If you have specific questions about one of those programs, I encourage you to reach out to them directly. And on the next slide, you will also have my contact information, including my WeChat, and that's my personal WeChat. So if you have questions or need some additional information, you can also reach out to me as well. So, and now I think we are going to take some questions.
Thank you so much, Lawrence, for wonderful sharing. 同学们，我们下面的话呢会进行一个简单的问答环节，然后同学们如果有各种各样的问题的话呢，也欢迎打在聊天框里面让我们看到。然后我们这边的话呢也准备了一些问题想要跟老师们讨论。So we're gonna jump right into the Q&A session. So before we're waiting for a student to ask their questions, could you like briefly talk about what is school's measurements or actions to the COVID-19 situation? As you mentioned, like the Fordham is based in New York.
Yes, we are. So we extended our application deadlines, and we also recognize that students have trouble taking the exams, and so we have a broad waiver process. So that's on the admission side. But we're also, in terms of what our school will look like next year, we're still trying to figure it out, as most universities are, but it will include a combination of asynchronous, learning that you can do on your own, as well as synchronous, which is live learning, which can be done either in New York City, if you can make it to New York City, or it can be done while you're abroad. And we're also deploying that across the student engagement and career development areas as well.
Thank you. So we got students asking questions about the internships, and the student said he or she saw like you work with many companies like IBM. So could you like elaborate on that? Like what kind of like how would you work with those universities, and how can those students to get involved in this kind of programs?
Right, so the internship is an important part of the student experience. It's an opportunity for you to take what you've learned in the classroom and test it out in the real world, and sort of learn those real world challenges that companies face. So as I mentioned before, we have a very strong career development office. We also have really strong relationships with companies. And so we should think about career development actually from three different angles actually. One angle is from the student. We expect our students to come in and be thoughtful about what kinds of companies they want to work for and why, and start to develop their own network. We also have the network and all the activities through the Career Development Center. As you saw earlier, the different types of activities and engagements that we have. We bring lots of companies on campus. We bring lots of companies to engage with our students across a wide variety of sectors and industries, workshops, seminars, one-on-one sessions, coffee chats, seminars, you name it. And then that third angle that we're looking at is with your faculty members. So the faculty also are engaged heavily in the career development dynamic by bringing in alumni as guest speakers representing their companies, live case studies. So IBM was a live case study for our information technology program. And so across 3 of their classes, they had one case study about different dimensions of IBM. You've got a company like Google. Google Analytics was actually a live case study for our business analytics program, testing out some new algorithms and machine learning and AI. So there's a wide variety of ways that students can engage with companies, whether it's on their own, through their own networking, through our Career Development Center, as well as through their faculty.
Thank you, Lawrence. 关于我们同学，这位同学叫做未央的同学问到的这个问题来说的话，刚才我们的 Lawrence 老师也是给了一个非常非常详细的一个回答。然后总结下来的话呢，有以下3点。主要的话，老师这边说到，像是咱们同学提到 IBM 这个公司，老师的话这边也说到了，说跟 IBM 这种公司，比如说他们是这种信息科技的公司，然后学校整个每年有各种各样的这种大型的教育展，然后包括还有各种各样公司的高管或者招聘人员的话来到学校做演讲，都是有各种各样的机会跟他们去建立一个联系。包括学校的话还有这个 Career Center， 然后也可以去帮助我们直接去向学校直接去帮助去申请这些公司。与此同时的话呢，我们的在校生跟毕业生也可以通过不同的实习项目，比如说 OPT 这种类似的实习项目的话呢，去直接去在没有毕业的时候就可以拿到就可以去兼职，然后包括毕业以后的话呢，也可以通过实习啊、兼职啊，获得一份全职的工作。所以说学校在就业这方面的话呢，是有一个非常非常全面的帮助的。So the next question we got is about the languages. So the student named Carl, and he or she asked, like, because now it's still quite serious for the COVID-19 situation in the States, like for like under this situation, how would you consider it? Like, for example, like, is this year still a good year to study in the States, or like just it's better for students to wait for next year?
Well, I think now is still a good time, and I recognize that. I know that from looking at the media, it looks like the U.S. is still quite chaotic, and actually for most countries around the world in terms of thinking about what that next academic year looks like. But I think this is still a really good time to study business, and I think it's one of the best times to study business in the United States, especially in New York City. So at the center, New York City is the center of the economy of the United States. It's also one of the global economic priority points. And so being able to be a part of a business school that's right in the heart of New York City, it's going to give our students an opportunity to really engage in a lot of those activities around helping to bring the New York City economy back online. And when you're bringing the New York City economy back online, that impacts the global economy. So students who study in the US, especially in New York City this year, are going to have an opportunity to really be at the forefront of those types of activities that are about reimagining and restarting the US and the global economy. And that's going to look a little different next year and the year after. I'd also like to state that this year is probably going to be the most flexible year to get into a graduate program. Next year, you have all the students who decided to defer this year. Well, they're going to take slots from students next year. So next year will be quite competitive, as well as the year after. It'll be substantially more competitive to get into programs next year and the year after.
Thank you so much for a comprehensive response for these questions. 刚才 Lawrence 老师也是根据我们这个Cole 同学的这个回答说，因为现在美国的疫情确实比较严重，那老师是怎么看待说今年去关于留学的这个趋势呢？老师主要是说了2个方面。第一方面的话呢，就是老师其实是比较看好说去学习的话呢，这个 ROI 的，就是我们去美国留学的话呢，而是比较有价值的。主要的话呢是以下2点原因。第一点就是因为现在疫情原因，确实对整个的全球的经济都会有比较大的一个影响。那么纽约的话呢，可能作为全球经济的一个中心，然后的话它确实也受到了影响，但是恢复的话呢也会从它这里开始恢复。我们 Fordham 的话呢是 based in New York， 所以说咱们这个学校是在纽约，然后的话呢，等于说我们如果去那里读书的话呢，也是会参加一些实习项目，或者是比如说金融啊、商科的实习项目的话呢，也是在咱们经济恢复的这个最前沿，所以会得到更多的工作机会。与此第二点的话呢，就是因为今年的话呢，因为这个疫情的原因，所以说相对而言也是最比较 flexible、比较灵活的一年。因为今年的话呢，我们的这个入学呀，比如说可能成绩的要求会更加灵活一些，包括这个录取线也会更加灵活一些。那么到明年的话呢，可能比如说疫情过去了，那么这个竞争什么的相对而言会压力会更加大。那么非常非常感谢同学们的提问，因为我们时间原因的话呢，我们就目前来说的话呢，就到此为止。也欢迎同学们去加我们老师的这个微信，然后去问更多的问题。So thank you so much, Lawrence. Because of time limit, it's going to be all for today's session. Thank you so much.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. 好了，那我们第一所大学的分享就到此为止了。然后也欢迎大家截一个屏，或者是扫码我们Lawrence 老师的这个 QR code 去进行进一步的提问。然后我们话不多说，下面的话呢，就邀请我们第2所大学来进行分享，来自于新泽西州的 New Jersey Institute of Technology 新泽西理工大学的 Ivan 老师给我们大家带来分享。So let's welcome Ivan.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ivan Craigo. I'm the Assistant Director of International Admissions at the New Jersey Institute of Technology. I agree with Lawrence. This is a really, really good time to study in the New York City area. This is definitely a good time to apply to colleges, for sure. So if you're interested, even slightly, I would just say this is the time. So some of the quick facts about NJIT. We were founded in 1881 as a newer technical school. We are a Polytech Public Research University. We're located in Newark, New Jersey. We have over 125 degree programs, 105 research centers, a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio. about 8,500 undergraduate students, 2,800 graduate students. We have over 140 clubs and sports. So NJIT is located in New Jersey. So New Jersey is the state just under the big state New York, next to New York City, next to Pennsylvania. We're about 20 minutes to New York City, about 3 hours to Boston, about an hour and a half to Philadelphia, and about 4 to 5 hours to Washington, D.C. You can hit next. So we're a very centralized location, so it's really going to be great for students to get jobs and internships. Sorry for the lag, everybody. There you go. So some of our rankings include top 100 nationally for top 100 national university by U.S. News and World Report, #1 nationally for student upward economic mobility, highest research rating of R1, top 2% nationally for return on investment. You can hit next now. A top 10 college nationally for great career services, a top 25 college where graduates earn six-figure salaries, and a top 50 public national university. So some of our great alumni include Mr. Walter Marty, who is actually the 9th human to travel into space. He commanded the Apollo 7 space mission. Ms. Sukla Chandra, who's the managing director of GE Ventures. Mr. John Mooney, who's the co-inventor of the three-way catalytic converter. And Mr. Ying Wu, who founded Starcom Network Systems and is voted in the top 10 most influential people in China's economy. So we have 6 colleges in the university. It's the Martin Tuckman School of Management, the Ying Wu College of Computing Sciences, the J. Robert and Barbara A. Hillier College of Architecture and Design, the Newark College of Engineering, the College of Science and Liberal Arts, and the Albert Dorman Honors College. So for Barbara A. Hillier College of Architecture and Design, we have master's programs in architecture, we have the MIP program in infrastructure planning, and we have a PhD program in urban systems. The College of Architecture and Design is actually one of the older colleges on campus and one of the few, if not the only, accredited architecture program in the state of New Jersey. The College of Science and Liberal Arts has master's degree programs and PhD programs, including applied mathematics, applied physics, biology, biostatistics, chemistry, material sciences, mathematical sciences, pharmaceutical chemistry. This is a very research-heavy based program. A lot of students here will end up working in a laboratory or doing research in the lab as well. The Martin Tuckman School of Management, we have the MS degree in management, so the MS in management, which is usually for students who have done an undergraduate program in business. The Management of Technology program, which is the MBA program here at NJIT. And we also have the Business Data Science PhD program through the Martin Tuckman School of Management. The Newark College of Engineering has programs in biomedical engineering, chemical engineering, civil engineering, computer engineering, electrical engineering, manufacturing systems, material sciences, healthcare systems, telecommunications, transportation, pharmaceutical management, internet engineering. As you can tell, we have many majors here, which also coincides with we have the many students in that college. Newark College of Engineering hosts about 50% of the students on our campus. The Ying Wu College of Computing Sciences has graduate programs in bioinformatics, business and information systems, computer sciences, computing and business, cybersecurity and privacy, IT administration, software engineering, information systems, and of course, our most popular program is the data science program now. The Ying Wu College of Computing Science is one of the harder of the colleges to get into, but if you have a degree in computer sciences, you have a really good shot of getting in. We have online master's degree programs and certificate programs, which include, for online programs, business and information systems, for example, civil engineering, information systems, IT administration, management. You can even do transportation, all fully online. The online graduate certificate programs include business and information systems, data mining, IT administration, management essentials, management technology. And the great thing is a lot of these certificate programs can transition directly into a master's degree program if you choose to. So, research at NJIT. As I mentioned, NJIT has recently been classified as one of the highest research rating universities, as R1. Our research includes over 105 internationally recognized research centers and labs, We have over $162 million in university research conducted every year. We have over $2.3 million in undergraduate and graduate research funding every single year. Research at NJIT is massive. Every single professor on campus is required to do research while they work here at NJIT. Here are some of the 4 researchers on our campus, which include Mr. Nuna, who is a co-inventor of biosensors, and he actually co-leads with a Harvard Medical School research team as well. Ms. Trina Livingston does biomaterials, so regenerative medicine, so that has to do with a lot of like skin grafting and stuff like that. She does research at NJIT as well as research at the New Jersey Medical School right across from us. Mr. Tang, he is the assistant professor of the Wu College of Computing Sciences, and he is a data security researcher. And Mr. Craig Scotsman, who's the Dean of Computing Sciences as well, and a fellow National Academy of Inventors recipient. One of the best offices on our campus is the Career Development Services Office. The Career Development Services Office does the career fair, the preparation workshops, and 521 companies come to NJIT every single year to recruit. So these 521 companies come to NJIT every single year to recruit all of our students, and they all come from Fortune 500 companies. Students usually get internships, co-ops, research, and even job placements from here. So one of the best things to know about the Career Development Services Office is this is the largest career fair in the entire state of New Jersey. So many, many companies come specifically to NJIT to recruit students, or our students. So what the Career Development Services Office can do is basically we can do resume building workshops, we can do mock interviews, we can do preparation workshops. But the best thing to know about the best thing to know about the Career Development Office is that the mock interviews, for example, they're actually held by actual companies. So it's not actually by NJIT, it's by actual companies. So you can see that some of the top employers here like Google, Johnson & Johnson, IBM, Prudential, UPS, Verizon, and AT&T. Ms. Wenxin Yi, she is actually one of our one of our current students here at NJIT. She's an environmental engineering major. She's from Beijing, China. She says, I'm from Beijing, and I've been aware of environmental issues since I was a kid. I'm at NJIT to learn how to improve and fix these problems. So she's going to continue on actually for her PhD in environmental engineering as well. So some of the graduate admissions criteria include we need GRE scores for most of the MS programs and GMAT scores for business programs. We need a TOEFL of 79 and an IELTS of 6.5, and we're also able to take the Duolingo examinations now as well. We need official transcripts from all colleges and universities attended, recommendation letters for PhD and MS programs, and statement of purposes, and then portfolio for College of Architecture and Design. So if anyone wants to connect more, you could actually go to admissions@njit.edu. Email us there. Go to njit.edu. We have a brand new Chinese website, which is njit-china.cn, as well as connect with us on WeChat, which is right there. So please take out your phone, do a little scan. If you want to learn more about what I do in China, which is me, I go quite often, you'll get to see some stuff there. And then you'll get to see a lot of stuff about NJIT as well, obviously. So feel free to scan and feel free to follow.
Thank you so much, Emma, for your fantastic sharings. And now we're going to jump right into the Q&A session. 好了，谢谢莱文老师给我们大家带来的精彩分享。然后我们同样呢也是会进行我们的今天的 Q&A 问答环节。同学们有任何的问题，欢迎打在聊天框让我们看到。So the first question, while we're waiting for the question from the students. So first, let's talk about majors and rankings. I've noticed NJIT is now become the top 100 university in the States by the QS rankings just published like a week ago. So it's like pretty awesome. Like, so could you briefly talk about what are the top majors and another kind of rankings?
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for bringing that up. Yes, NJIT was recent. Not only are we ranked in the top 100 by US News and World, we've also been ranked quite recently in the top, I think we're in the top 70 or so by QS.
Yeah.
So thank you. So we're really, really proud of that. Some of our top programs do include mechanical engineering, biomedical engineering, and civil engineering, electrical engineering, as well as computer sciences, IT, data science, and our PhD in data science and stuff like that. Some of the other programs include our business program, as well as like biology and chemistry and biomedical engineering. So pretty much all the research type programs, the heavy ones, those are very high. But definitely the top ones for NJIT students are mechanical engineering, IT, and computer sciences.
Thank you, Evan。我们艾文老师这边的话，刚才也简单的分享了一下，学校最好的最好的专业和排名。刚才的话，我们同学也有说到，说 NJIT 的话，最近在 QS ranking， 就 QS 排名的话呢，已经上升到了美国前100，然后是应该是第70位或者第74位。然后学校的话呢，因为是一个理工学科，所以说所有的 engineering related programs 都非常的好，就是所有跟工程学相关的专业都非常非常的优秀。除此之外的话呢，跟计算机科学相关的学科的话也非常非常优秀 ，computer science 包括数据分析啊、计算机科学啊等等这些专业都非常非常的厉害。So, hey Evan, so on the top of the QS ranking questions, and we got another student ask a follow-up to questions. It's about as it has raised in the rankings, so would that affect on the students? So it's kind of like it's getting more competitive or more difficult for them to apply.
No, not really. We kind of stay the same. I mean, the way I see it is, we got there with the students that we always got. So
it is still steady for now, right?
Yeah, it's pretty steady. So I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Yeah. 然后我们同学这边有问到说，因为这个 NJIT 在 QS 榜单上排名上升了，所以说同学们关心说会不会影响到我们申请的难度。但目前来说的话呢，还没有，因为 QS 的这个排名也是在最近几天的时候才发布出来的，所以目前来说所有的申请流程还是跟往常一样。So the next question is, like, could you introduce us a bit of more about like do you have like the master or doctorate program? It's kind of like a linked program. So students enrolled in the master program and graduated out of the doctorate programs.
Yeah, so a lot of students actually can do this. They are able to do what is called BS-MS programs or MS-PhD programs, as well as BS-PhD programs. So some students can come in as one degree and be fully admitted into their next program. So some of the classes will count towards the other. So the best example for this would be probably our BS-MS program, where students in their junior year start taking their first classes for their master's degree programs. So then they're pretty much done with their master's by their 5th year. But some students also can do the MS-PhD as well, where students will start taking their PhD courses starting in their final year or their final semester of their MS degree. So it double counts. And yes, it is possible to do this, and a lot of students do end up doing this. Many of our master's degree students do end up going to our PhD program, and it is a really, really good option, especially because if you have gotten to know a researcher at NJIT or a professor at NJIT, there's a really, really solid chance that they would probably want to fund you fully to go to do the PhD program. So while you've paid for the master's degree program, most likely, you might most likely will have to not pay for the PhD program, which is 5 years, which is pretty cool.
Thanks. 然后老师这边关于我们这个硕博连读的项目的话呢，老师这边给出的回答是因为 NJIT 这边的话呢，就是有各种各样的连读项目，包括 PA， 就是他们有 BS PhD 和 MS PhD， 就是我们有本博连读，包括硕博连读的各种各样的项目，然后去满足我们同学各种各样不同的需求。然后包括他们其中的话 MS 这个项目的话呢，也是平时需要读2年的硕士，然后在这里的话呢只需要读1年，然后再加上4年，一共是5年，我们就可以拿到一个工程相关的博士毕业的文凭，然后这个也是非常非常划算的。So we have a bit of time for our next questions, and the student asking, so he saw you demonstrated like many internship opportunities at ATT, Verizon, and kind of like telecommunication companies. So so does that kind of like how can give an edge to students if they take a take an internship at this sort of companies? What are the advantages what are the advantages to have the opportunity or the internship to work for this companies, and how it is executed?
Yeah, so I mean, one of the best things to know, my doorbell's not ringing. My doorbell's not ringing. It was my alarm, and I just turned it off. But thank you. So one of the best things to know is that the internships and co-ops at NJIT are pretty valuable for all of our students. There's a really good chance that your internship could lead to a job. A lot of our students do end up getting a job through their internship. I mean, chances are if they're hiring someone to do the job and you've already done the job at that company, you're most likely the better candidate. It is a very high advantage for students to have an internship or co-op. For international students, we call it CPT, which is curricular practical training. And you can do that for up to a year while you're here in the United States, which is awesome. A really good example for this is Amazon. So we have Amazon.com here, and one of our students actually did her internship at one of the Amazon, competing companies. And basically, she ended up getting the full-time job at Amazon for doing the exact same work she did at the competing company. So even if you're working at a competing company, that's a really great way of getting into the big job that you really want to get into. So, I think it was Walmart that she worked for, but pretty much she did the same job there that she would have done in Amazon, and Amazon hired her directly out of her internship from Walmart. So really big opportunity there. So I really recommend every student to try your hardest to try to come in and get an internship. The career fair is the best way. Reaching out to the career development office is also the best way. Our average job placement right now is roughly about 96% within your first year of graduation. Starting salary is about $67,000 starting salary, and that's freshmen and on. So, yeah, a lot of opportunity here.
Thank you, Evan。然后 Evan 老师根据我们这个实习，生人勿扰这位同学问到的相关于实习工作方面呢，也有一个非常详细的回答。其实主要的话呢，就是当然学校的话呢会 offer 各种各样不同的这个实习机会，然后我们有了这些大公司的实习机会的话，那肯定会在当地就业，甚至回到中国就业有很大的帮助。包括学校的话呢，也是有全新泽西州最大的这个教育展，有各种各样的这个机会，然后去 offer 给我们的同学们，其实是非常好的一个以就业为导向的这么一个学校。So that's all for today's session. Thank you so much, Evan.
Thanks, everyone. Sorry, my alarm was going off for half the time.
Besides, like, do you have an on-site translator because, like, you understand the students' questions?
So I've taken some Chinese lessons, so I can recognize some of the symbols.
Oh, you read it by yourself? Wow.
Not all of it, but like the Verizon one, whoever asked the Verizon question, I was not able to read all that.
The last one,
doorbell question, I was able to see the doorbell question.
Yes. Oh, I thought you have like kind of like an on-site translator or something like that. Wow.
No, I recently stopped. Well, I've taken some Chinese courses because I go to China so often, as you know. So I was starting to take them. So my professor says that I know 400 characters now. So
wow,
I'll guys something.
Well,
all right,
yeah, good for you.
Thank you. Have a good one, everyone.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Evan, for sharing. See you next time. Yeah, bye. Have a good day.
You too.
好的，刚才老师就是最后比较开玩笑的说，因为他看懂了，其实老师的话能够看懂我们用中文打的这个问题，因为老师一直在他是经常的会往返中国，所以说的话，他的教授中文老师也说他能够认识400个以上的汉字，所以老师就看懂了，说那个门铃在响那个问题是蛮厉害的。然后欢迎同学们的话呢，也是能够去添加我们学校，关注我们学校的微信。去进行更多的提问。那么我们今天的整个的环节，整个的直播活动就要到此为止了。非常感谢大家的到来，然后也欢迎大家去关注我们未来其他的直播活动。非常感谢大家的到来，大家晚安，谢谢。